Hey everyone, Gary Lyceum's here. This is a special late night recording I'm doing. I couldn't sleep, so I decided to do part 5 of my complete vinyl collection video. Now before we get into this video, if you have not already, please hit that subscribe button. Not only do you help support my channel, but you also get updates every time I post a video. For instance, the complete vinyl collection series, every time I go to the next part, you get an update. Okay, so we left off in the K's. With Kiss, so we're gonna start again with Kiss and go all the way through the M's. Not all the way through the M's. We got a couple more in the next part, but we're gonna get right into it now. I'll pull the rest of these K's out real quick. One of my favorite live albums of all time, Kiss Alive. Such an amazing album. Then we have Destroyer, original pressing. As you can see, there's some wear on it, but it's all good. We have Rock and Roll Over. Such a cool artwork on this cover. I always love this album. Love Gun. In my opinion, this is their last truly great studio album. I don't think they ever really did anything as great as this. There's some good stuff, but nothing came to as great as this Love Gun album. Here we have Alive 2. 4-side set, 2 records. The 4 side is all studio tracks and 3 sides of live, basically stuff from Destroyer, Rock and Roll Over, and Love Gun. The cool thing about this is none of the live stuff is featured on Alive, so this is all brand new live tracks that weren't featured on Alive 1. The only one I own from the solo series, or the 4 solo Kiss albums, and arguably the greatest one, Ace Frehley. Amazing album. I love Ace, my favorite member of Kiss. One of my favorite guitarists of all time. New York Groove, such an amazing track, which opens up the second side. And next up we have Dynasty. A lot of people call this their disco album, but really I Was Made for Loving You is the only one that sounds like a disco song. Sure Does Something, kind of has that disco-y bass line to it. Really cool song. But other stuff on here is really cool. Dirty Living's great. The cover of the Rolling Stones 2000 Man, sang by Ace. Really cool stuff. Alright, here we have, this is a new LP. I believe this came out in 2017. Kiss World, The Best of Kiss. Double LP set. Features the greatest hits throughout their entire career. Nice collection of stuff from the 70s, the 80s. Yeah, 90s, because Psycho Circus is on here, Unholy's on here from Revenge, and Modern Day Delilah and Hell or Hallelujah, which came off their last albums they put out. Alright, that's it for Kiss. Next we have, I didn't realize I had 2 of these. Get the Knack from the Knack, obviously their iconic album, featuring My Sharona, and yeah, I didn't even know I had 2. I might give one away, because that's not something that's real valuable. You can find them anywhere, kind of like a bargain bin find. Alright, so put these back. So now we're getting into the L's that finished up K. First up, this is called Leaders of the Pack Volume 1. Basically, this is a compilation released in 1983. Some cool stuff from the 50s, like Leader of the Pack, Donna by Richie Valens, the original version of I Fought the Law by Bobby Fuller. Wake Up Little Susie's on here, the Everly Brothers, Run Around Sue by Dion. Runaways on here by Del Shannon, always love that song. The Wanderers, so Dion's on here. Actually, Dion's on here 3 times. Also with The Wanderer and Lovers, Who Wander. Really cool compilation. I always have a big fan of these 50s, oldies, doo-wop stuff, so really cool stuff here. Here we have one of the greatest debut albums of all time, Led Zeppelin 1. Unfortunately, there's a little dirt mark on there. Great album from 1969. I mean, nothing I can really say about that has been said before. Next up, we have Led Zeppelin 2, released in October of 1969. This is not any original copy, as you can see by the Gold Record Award, but I believe this is the early 70s repressing. Here we have Zeppelin 3, another Gold Record Award on there. Does Spin. pull it out there. For those of you who don't know, this inside here spins. And you can, you know, change it up, and I like to keep Jimmy's face right there. Great album, kind of like their acoustic album. A lot of people don't like it because it's not as heavy, but it's amazing. I love Led Zeppelin 3. You know, every album by Led Zeppelin, they never put anything bad out. Of course, Zeppelin 4 or Untitled or Runes, whatever you want to call it there. An iconic cover. Features, you know, Stairway to Heaven, iconic song. Black Dog's on here, Rock and Roll. Misty Mountain Hop, Four Sticks, Going to California, Battle of Evermore, and When the Levee Breaks. Coming in next, Houses of the Holy. Probably my favorite Led Zeppelin album. Always loved this album. It's just really cool. The ocean on here, the rain song, the grunge. What else is on here? The Air McCare. Dancing Days. Song remains the same, No Quarter. Over the Hills and Far Away. Next we up, Physical Graffiti. As you can see, this is a 2 LP set, and you know, they kind of pull out from the die cut covers there. Released in 1975. Next up from 76, Presence. Led Zeppelin and Presence is kind of embossed there in white. Kind of a weird album cover, but for me, this is their great underrated album. Very heavy. A lot of people, I think, just kind of stop at Physical Graffiti. They don't talk about them as much, but this album is great. I mean, Achilles' Last Stand, which opens it, is one of my favorite songs of all time. Coming next, their last studio album, Enter the Outdoor. I don't have the brown sleeve that it was originally sold in, and this is the cover I have. This isn't the original pressing, because the original pressings, you could put water on it, as you can see here, and they would form, you know, these lines. But that one already has lines, and so that's not original. All right, next up, we have Coded. This was their last, well, their last official release, not counting the, you know, compilations and live stuff. Basically, this is a collection of all B-sides released in 1982, 2 years after the death of John Bonham. Overall, it's an okay album. Not the best stuff coming from Zeppelin. But again, this is just, you know, a compilation of B-sides. It's not a studio album by any means. All right, next up, this is a little rough. Another one I got from that Temple University sale. This is Plastic Ono Band, obviously with John Lennon. Live piece in Toronto, 1969. Basically, just love live stuff on here, but also features Eric Clapton on guitar, Klaus Foreman on bass, Alan White on drums, and obviously John Lennon on guitar and vocals, and, you know, so much going on there. I don't know why someone would take electrical tape and tape this. You know, I guess they couldn't use Scotch tape, or just leave it alone. Next up, amazing album. John Lennon, his first, this is my opinion, his first true solo album. You know, I know he did the Wedding album and Two Virgins, he did the live album, but this is his first real true studio solo album. Plastic Ono Band, just amazing stuff on here. Totally different than what he did with the Beatles. It has God on here. You know, Mother, amazing song, I Found Out. Love, just really good stuff. Oh. I was looking for this forever. So this actually came with the Imagine vinyl, which, I don't know, I have the Imagine vinyl, I don't know where it's at. I don't know why it's here, it's got to be somewhere else mixed in. So basically, this is a postcard, which came in the Imagine vinyl of kind of a, you know, a play making fun of Paul McCartney's Ram album, where McCartney's doing the same pose, holding a ram. This time John's holding a pig. So making fun of McCartney there, who at the time they were not getting along at all. Anyway, what I was showing, this is Shade Fish, compilation from John Lennon. This is my favorite greatest hits from him. This was the first record I ever owned by John Lennon. This was my uncle's, found this when I was probably like 11 or 12 at my grandparents' house. So I've owned this for well over 20 years. Excuse me. Next up, this is Rock and Roll. Basically, it's all covers from John Lennon of some of his favorite artists from the 50s and late 60s. The one hit off of here was Stand By Me, his cover. Amazing, amazing song. And then, sadly, his last true studio album, I know Milk and Honey will come after this, but Milk and Honey was more of a compilation of unreleased tracks and things like that, and new songs. Double Fantasy, credited to John Lennon and Yoko Ono. Yoko's tracks are just not listenable in my opinion, but some amazing songs there, just like Starting Over. Beautiful Boy is great. Watching the Wheels is one of my favorite songs of all time, along with Woman. Just amazing, amazing stuff from John Lennon. I'm kind of glad I found that postcard, or that picture of Lennon holding a pig, because I had that and it was driving me nuts. So I don't know what I did with it. Now I just got to find the Imagine vinyl to put it back in. Coming next, Waiting for Columbus, Little Feat. Little Feat, a really cool, jammy, kind of southern rock band. Really good stuff. I always loved the cover art. I mean, this is one of those records that I've always seen. I remember seeing a CD when it came out, the deluxe edition. I was like, I don't know this band. What is this? So one day I finally picked up the CD used, and I was like, wow, this is really good stuff. And I found this, which is in really decent shape. Original pressing for a really good price. What is this? Something I found. This is Loverboy. I believe this is their self-titled album. I don't think I've ever listened to this. But something I found that was given away at a record store. I think it was in with the Thrash or whatever. Alright, next we're getting into Lynyrd Skynyrd. I got quite a lot by Skynyrd. First up is their debut album, pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd. Features, the iconic Freebird. Simple Man's on here. Tuesday's Gone. Give Me 3 Steps. And then next up we had the sophomore album, Second Helping. Coolest color scheme on there. Then you got the pot leaves. Features, this opens with Sweet Home Alabama. A song that I don't ever want to hear again, but obviously it's iconic. Third album, Nothing Fancy. Really good album. Unfortunately, when it was released, there wasn't any huge hit singles like Freebird or Sweet Home Alabama. The reviews weren't that great on this. And unfortunately, it didn't chart as high as the first 2 albums. And then came this, Give Me Back My Bullets. Give Me Back My Bullets was Ronnie referring to Give Me Back My Bullets on the Billboard chart. Because, he with the slump of the third album, Nothing Fancy. This album also didn't do well, but it did better than Nothing Fancy. The title track's amazing. Every Mother's Son's a great song. Trust. Double Trouble. Roll Gypsy Roll. Searching. All amazing album. All songs, excuse me. The only album they did with only 2 guitarists, Ed King would leave after Nothing Fancy. So this is only Gary Rossington and Alan Collins on guitar. And then they would come out with this, one more, From the Road. Double live album. Great album. Another one of the greatest live albums of all time. Again, this is the first Skynyrd album I've owned, coming from my uncle. Traveling Man. Great song on here. T for Texas. Does a cover of Crossroads also. And that would actually feature new guitarist Steve Gaines. And unfortunately, Steve Gaines only got to release one studio album with the band, Street Survivors. I have the censor cover, so this is not an original copy. The original copy came out with Everyone Was Engulfed in Flames, but unfortunately, due to the plane crash, they re-released it with a censored cover. Basically, because Steve Gaines, who he's right there, who had died in the accident, was engulfed in flames, so they changed it up a little bit. But I'm still on the hunt for a original cover with the flames on it. And unfortunately, this is their last studio album with the iconic lineup. We would lose Ronnie Van Zant and Steve Gaines in that accident, along with Cassie Gaines and both pilots and the other guy, I can't think of his name, unfortunately. Next up, Skynyrd's first and last. So this is basically the stuff they recorded before their debut album. This is basically, I believe this is like 71 to 72. But this came out as the original copy, which came out in 1978. Street Survivors was such a great album, and unfortunately, with the plane crash, the band fell off, so they wanted to, you know, I guess MCA pushed this out. They try to capitalize on the sales. And this is gold and platinum. This is a compilation, basically a greatest hits, the first one to come out from the band in 1979. Double LP. And finally, this is a newer one. This is a, I'm going to take this out because this is a Walmart exclusive. Actually, I'm not sure if it's a Walmart exclusive. Don't quote me on that because I've seen this sold other places. This is Second Helping, the complete Second Helping album live from Jacksonville, Florida, their hometown. So this is what this looks like. Blue splatter there. Really nice looking vinyl. And Second Helping is my favorite Lynyrd Skynyrd album, except for Sweet Home Alabama. I just don't like that song, and I don't need to hear it anymore. So when I put Second Helping on, I kind of just skip right over that. And that finishes up the L's, and now we're going to go right into the M's and pull another chunk out. We'll do this here. Okay, first up, Mamas and the Papas, their debut album, If You Can Believe Your Eyes and Ears. Bob Marley, Rastaman Vibration. Marshall Tucker Band with their self-titled debut features the great song, Can't You See? Best of Dean Martin. Kind of funny, but I always love putting this on when I'm cooking. Great stuff. I love Dino. That's Amore, You Nobody Till Somebody Loves You, Volare. Hey Brother, Pour the Wine, which ends it. Really cool stuff. I like Dino. So cool. Alright, here we have Weird. The only one I own by Paul McCartney on vinyl. This is Paul McCartney Wings, Band on the Run. My opinion, McCartney's greatest work after the Beatles. Features the iconic title track, Jet, Bluebirds, great. Let Me Roll It, really cool, hard rocking song. And then this is a repress. Megadeth, Peace Sells, But Who's Buying? Doesn't have a year on here. It was originally released in 1986. I did see original copy of this at a record store, and they wanted like $150 for it. So I was okay buying the 180 gram repress. Same with this. Rust in Peace. One of the greatest thrash albums of all time. My opinion, Megadeth's best album. And yeah, these are all represses actually now. Excuse me. Melvins with Houdini. It's actually credit to Kurt Cobain on this, although Buzz Osborne said Kurt was so out of it that he really didn't do much in on here. Kurt was supposed to play guitar on the track and listed as a producer, but he didn't really do anything. He just put his name on it. And then their iconic Stoner Witch, released in 1994. Again, these are represses, especially all these here. Metallica, Kill 'Em All, their debut album, released in 1983. Another great thrash album. One of my favorite album cover arts of all time. Ride the Lightning. One of the greatest albums of all time in thrash, metal, just of all time. Master of Puppets. So iconic. Here we have the 598 EP. Although I think I paid like 17 bucks for it. Great. So this is basically just 5 tracks, all covers. Early... there's some new wave British heavy metal stuff on here, stuff by Budgie, Misfits covers, great stuff. Then we have Double LP and Justice for All. As I grow older, I'm starting to find this my go-to Metallica album. I think Ride the Lightning and Master of Puppets I listen to so much that I start to go towards this. And the last one I own on vinyl by Metallica is the Black Album. That's a double. I'm just going to pull the rest of these out in the video. Steve Miller Band, Fly Like an Eagle. That's his big breakthrough album, Enter the Joker. Book of Dreams. Oh, it's damaged down there. I gotta replace this. And this is still in a shrink. Capital Value. Silver Tunes, 698. Greatest Hits, 1974 to 78. An iconic album. One of the most popular greatest hits out there. Here we have Misfits. This is a repress. basically a collection of all their 45s and early singles. Really great stuff here. It's one of those albums just put on and every song is so memorable you don't want to change it at all. Here we have Moby Grape with their debut album, Stan Crest. If you're listening, why'd you feel the need to write your name on that? This is a censored cover. As you can see, he's not giving the middle finger there. Another one says contains giant full color poster. And this album's kind of rare to come by. But, you know, a few times I did see it, I never saw the poster. One of those deals. Next up, Molly Hatchet, their debut album. The great cover art there. Molly Hatchet, I feel like it's one of those bands where their cover art's actually better than the music itself. Flirting with Disaster, their big album. Features that hit single there. Here we have Beating the Odds. Cool cover again, but I don't like the guy's face. Kind of weird looking. Here we have Eddie Money, No Control. Features my favorite Eddie Money song, Shakin'. Such a great hard rockin' song. Moody Blues, Days of Future Past. Very early prog influence on here. You got the London Festival Orchestra. The Morning, Tuesday Morning, my favorite Moody Blues song, and also ends with the iconic Nights in White Satin. And this is the follow-up, In Search of the Lost Chord. Really cool cover art there. Ride My Seesaw, probably the best song off here, I'd say. Voice in the Sky is great also. Moondance, Van Morrison, amazing album. One of the greatest albums of all time. And then now we're going to end with Motley Crue, my favorite by them, Too Fast for Love, their debut album. This is the Elektra records, not the self-released Leather records, which I believe had the Motley Crue symbol a little smaller up there. And we have Shout Out the Devil. You can see the pentagram there, black on black. Theater of Pain. Really cool cover art. I feel like the cover art's actually better than the album itself. But I do like the album. Shouldn't say that. Girls, Girls, Girls. As you can see my cat behind me. And last song in this video, Dr. Feelgood. Probably the last really iconic Motley Crue album, and such a great string they had. I feel like all 5 of those albums are amazing that they released throughout the 80s. Alright everyone, so that was part 5 of my complete vinyl collection. Thank you again for watching. Like I said, it's kind of a late night video I did because I couldn't sleep, so I want to get the video done. And probably I'll be uploading part 6 this week, maybe tomorrow, maybe the next day, I'm not sure. But everyone, thanks again for watching. I appreciate it. See you in the next video.